Hi, my name is Melissa Garza with another episode of Be Inspired. And in today's episode, I want to just give you a recap of what's been going on and also talk to you about um, setting yourself a plan, like I've mentioned before, but this is in regards to uh, beginning and writing your own first book. So, just a little bit about what's been going on with me and my check in. Like I said, this is a journal for me to keep recollection of everything that's been going on. I had a wonderful phone interview today that went really well, and I'm looking forward to a second phone interview and getting that scheduled. And I'm super positive about it and super excited. So, I can't wait to discuss and see how things move from there. So, I definitely am very excited and I am really looking forward to just see what the opportunities come in my vicinity. And I really want to be thankful again to my friend who referred me. And it was really great to have this connection and to be able to, utilize friendships, connections, and networking in order to um, possibly get a job. So let's see how this all works out. And I'm super gung ho excited. So I just wanted to, like I said, just wanted to check in and let you know about that. I did go to the gym yesterday. I've been kind of going on and off recently, kind of getting back into the groove of things and feeling a little bit sore. So it's been a little bit of a tired day today, but definitely very enthused and ready to take on any challenges that come. And I think my next challenge is heading to bed soon, pretty much. So, but other than that, I want to talk about today about setting a plan for doing your first book. And I actually am still in the process of getting my book published and completed. I actually did complete the first draft and the second draft, and I got some wonderful feedback from my beta readers who they really enjoyed reading it. And I I actually had a conversation the other day with a friend and talked to her about the difficulty of, her challenges with, her wanting to be a writer. And I told her, I'm like, I'm not really a writer, but I did write a book. And I kind of broke it down for her. And I heard some different schools of thought about this. Some people just say sit down and just write anything. And for me, at least, I need to have like a set, like I said, a set plan of action. For me, what the best thing for me to do was to start my general outline of the book, like how I kind of envisioned it in my mind. And it's a self-help book, how I envisioned it in my mind, and then broke it down into like four main parts. And then from those four main parts, I broke it down to about three parts each. So it's a total of like a uh, 12, it's a four-part book, but in 12 chapters. And for there, it kind of like just having the outline itself is really helpful because sitting down, and I know it can be frustrating just starting to write, and it can be excruciating pain for some people, and I totally get it. But sitting down, at least focusing your ideas a little bit on what you want to write about and how you can carve out time in your day to write is also really a benefit. But I suggest if you're struggling with writing and you really want to write a book, for me, it was really helpful, like I said, to write the outline. The outline just really set things aside. It kept me motivated. Even when I stepped aside for a while and didn't work on the book, I still had the outline to go back and to see where I was in the course of my journey of writing the book. So having the outline is wonderful. There was also times too when I would like work on a chapter and time myself and see how long it would take me to complete a chapter, or even to when I was going through the first read through and everything and making my adjustments on the book. I was timing myself a how long read through and making some simple adjustments on my end worked out. And it took me about like a half an hour for each chapter, which was interesting. And I had 12. And it's kind of when you work on some of your own material, it's hard to find the motivation. But one a great idea to find motivation for writing your own book is to do something called, I think it's called excuse me if I'm wrong, but a Pomodoro. And with that, you take a timer and you can set this timer for 30 minutes. So you set your timer for 30 minutes and you say, okay, during this specific time for 30 minutes, I'm going to sit and work on my book. Or I'm going to sit and work on my book's outline until it's completed. So you set the little timer, you can use your iPhone, use a separate timer, and set the timer for 30 minutes. And have your, like, here, let me give you an example because I have a book in front of me, my I Am Gratitude Journal. But in the book, it's like just set yourself in front of the page and get yourself a pen and start writing. And if you don't want to write, even just force yourself to sit down in front of the blank piece of paper with a pen for 30 minutes in this specific activity. And what you're doing is you're training your mind to, this is the time that you have focused on this opportunity. So basically, not on the opportunity, but focused on the material at hand and the activity that you're focusing your mind on. There we go. Focus on the activity. So that's kind of interesting because if you keep setting yourself a certain amount of time each day to focus on a specific activity, it actually does help, and it helps you kind of stay on track, and it helps you not go too overboard if you start like wanting to do hours of something, which is good. If you have the time, go for it. But if you're really trying to like break into your own personal goals and you're having a lot of trouble doing it and you're not feeling super motivated and you might not have other people to help motivate you, self-motivation through Pomodoros are wonderful, wonderful way for you to get engaged and to set the time aside for you to recognize an activity in your mind and a physical activity that you're setting your time aside to do is super helpful. So when you're doing your first book, no matter what it is, if it's a novel or a self-help book, if you want to start with something small or you want to start with something big, that's completely up to you. I worked on my self-help book, and then I think it's almost like at 34, maybe 38,000 words right now. I don't remember what that kind of equates to page-wise based on the layout and all the other information, but it's definitely ready for the next stage, which is getting the copywriting and the editing done. And paying somebody to do that and taking care of that, and then also too building some other partnerships with some artists and other people who may be interested in reading my content and seeing if they would be interested in supporting it in somehow way or fashion. So I definitely have a little journey of my own to go there, but I definitely, when I was talking to a friend who was a copywriter, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but she said, you've made it past where a lot of people, they talk about every single day. You actually have completed your first book. And like I said, even though it's not published, I did complete a book. So I'm excited to get that out to you. When it's going to be coming out, I can't tell you right now, but I will definitely keep you posted. That's one of the things. But when you're really having time to set aside, or you're having some frustration and don't want to get through it, you have to kind of just focus and say to yourself, hey, I'm just going to get this done. I want to write the book. Make the time. If you want to do something, you make the time in order to do it. If you don't want to do it, then you could spend your time sitting down thinking about doing it. You could spend your time sitting down in front of a TV, ingesting material or ingesting entertainment. But to be able to create something and to share that with others is very, very beneficial, and it definitely gives you people have said, I've heard this many times, that having written a book, just puts people on a different level. So people are like, wow, you actually wrote a book? And it's just an interesting feeling. So, and it's a good feeling, at least on my end, but it's not published yet. I can't wait to have a actual hard copy of the book in hand someday soon, which would be really nice. But I just wanted to just let you know, if you're a budding author or you're thinking about writing a book, or writing even a book of poems or something, you got to get started somewhere, and you can't just keep dilly-dallying. So even though I said it can be excruciating pain just getting those first pages done and writing those first words, but after you do it and work on it a bit, I know you can get through it. So, once again, this is Melissa Garza for Be Inspired, and have a wonderful, wonderful, inspired day no matter what you decide to do. But have a great, great one, and bye bye. Thank you again.